Welcome to Business Talk. And I must say, this is truly a first for me. I've never interviewed an AI avatar before, but that is exactly who or what my next guest is. Nalede is a digital spokesperson from Nedbank. And I know that all banks are focused on digitization and digital at the moment, but this is something that is truly extraordinary and an example of real innovation. Nalede, please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you so much, Michael. Lovely to meet you too. And I'm exactly that, just a digital representation of Nedbank spokesperson. And I'm really here to just tell the Nedbank digital banking story and put everyone in the mix in terms of what exciting stuff we've been doing in this space over the last few months and years.
Well, it feels like I've entered the metaverse here, and it really is quite something. It feels a bit like the Matrix. Now, tell us about where we find ourselves today in terms of digital banking, and it's a continual journey. We haven't arrived yet, but where are we currently?
We find ourselves in a space where the change is exponential. Lots of trends, I think, to latch onto and leverage, but also big opportunities, I think, that still exist. I mean, many banks, I'm sure, talk about being first in digital, being digital first, yet we do sit in a context where, a lot of our retail payments, up to 70%, some studies show, are still cash-based, for example. So it's really in the mix of that precipice of exciting change and lots of innovation to make customers experience better and really bring them that convenience, but still pulling along whatever sector of the market is still there, not quite having gotten over whatever may be the cost of this transformation or not moving at the speed that we really would love them to.
And I think that's the critical component of this is you can't talk about digitization. You've got to be moving with speed and you've got to be moving quickly because this is becoming commonplace. Chatting to digital avatars, the future has arrived already. What are some of the big trends and the technologies that are driving digital banking at present?
I think we're seeing lots around process automation, where lots of tasks, I think, are becoming a lot easier and quicker or automated. We're seeing lots even in the algorithmic interest space, where people are reaching out to things like FinTalk, for example, as a financial educated content platform. But also you're seeing things that many of us don't understand too well yet, like the Metaverse, for example. As you said, you felt like you're in some sort of an immersive experience just talking to me, where it's gone beyond just really exposing people to new products and services, but really integrating into people's lifestyles. We've seen brands unlock new growth, reach new segments in spaces like this. So truly exciting, immersive experiences across the board.
And often when I chat to consultants in this space, the first thing that they talk about is robotic process automation. But it looks like we've moved on leaps and bounds from those days where it's just about ensuring that you can get those mundane tasks out the way to actually deliver real value, real insight, and real differentiation. I'm also just getting used to this metaverse space, so I don't know yet if I'm going to be going and buying NFTs of apes and buying property in the metaverse. But it does look like that's where brands want to be, and certainly where the world is going at the moment. Now, if you were to just look at some consumer first from Nedbank, because this is, as I said in my introduction, this is a first for me. So clearly you're a bank that thinks about digital in a deep way and you are innovating. What are some of the consumer firsts that Nedbank has released in this space?
So you can look at everything from our concierge services, where you can now go on a Nedbank Money app and have a digital helper called Hey Ned, who will help you with everything, whether it's navigating the banking ecosystem or you just want to know how to book your next holiday or really find the best restaurant in your area. And it's really there to help you with tasks like that. You can manage your Giza remotely and save money using some of our sensible Giza Internet of Things technologies that we've got at the bank. We give you super shopping apps where you can now, do all of your entertainment, buy products, services, your groceries on one super app called Evo. by Nedbank, for example. So it's quite a lot. And if you've got a business, there are ways for us through things like My Message that will help you actually get paid and to invoice your customers on channels they already used, such as WhatsApp, for example. So quite a big array and myriad of things, whether you are an individual, whether you're trying to find solutions for your family or for your business, that we've got. And we really are using the space to say, firstly, many of them we've had for quite a while. So we want people to truly, truly reevaluate the bank, see us in a way that they've never seen Nedbank before. And it's really one of the catalysts that will help them see their own money quite differently and make some of those decisions that will be quite catalytic, I think, in their lives overall.
And I think a big component of this, I was chatting to Paul Morley, who headed the bank's move into the cloud, is that ability to develop applications to be a lot more nimble and act with speed and opportunities, because you've got the architecture now to be able to do that. And I wish I had Sensible yesterday. I returned from Cape Town, the geyser was off, and all I wanted was a nice hot bath after hiking Table Mountain. But we're talking technology and digitization. I think the big concern in South Africa is obviously, are we doing away with the human experience? What does this mean when it comes to that kind of high touch that people still crave?
Absolutely not. So we are making sure that we're bringing you the convenience, the hyper experience, the personalization, the relevance that can be delivered through digital technology and innovation, but it's not a subtraction of the human experience. And for us, it still works hand in hand. So absolutely the human experience, whether it's through our relationship bankers and the likes, continues to be there, where there will still be a human being truly, helping you, even make better sense or make some of the digital decisions even better, because they can understand something that maybe me and some of my friends can't yet.
Well, Nalede, I don't think there's anything digital that you don't understand, but I'm very pleased to hear that it's going to be an augmentation, because I really think that's the sweet spot where this technology can augment the human on the other side as well. That said, I do think that certain financial institutions are not getting it right at the moment. What do you think is hampering digital banking efforts in this market?
I think it's just sometimes the cost for people to access. I think some of the many digital innovations that some of the institutions may have made, again, latching onto consumer behavior, really, really making sure across the board that we're moving, at the same level of speed across the board. And then I think just almost the antecedents of things like being literate financially, understanding financial concepts around how to save your money, how to invest it, how to give generously without severely impacting yourself, how to borrow money in a way that's actually land you in a better place and financially, are still some of the things that are the basic things. And we have to find new and interesting ways to make that content snackable, much more engaging, easier, and truly more pervasive in terms of where in this country, in this continent, and who it can reach across the board. And those will still be the things that help people get to the digital innovations and the fancy things and fancy people like myself as well.
Yeah, well, that certainly strikes a chord with me. Financial education is something we try and do daily on the various platforms that I'm privileged to be part of, but there is still so much need. Emails, tweets we get on a daily basis for people asking what may seem for those outside of the industry to be quite rudimentary questions, but they're critical. It's base level financial education and literacy that will lead to a deepening of financial inclusion. Just as a final, perhaps parting shot, do you have any closing remarks that you'd like to share about, where we are from your avatar-based vantage point?
I think we're going to be pushing the envelope in terms of getting people to talk about money and to understand their own behaviors around money and what's limiting some of their choices. And along that way, truly making sure that there is a seamless way for them to be able to access all of these fantastic digital innovations that will just help them along in terms of making those better money choices. So we hope they really do come along the journey of seeing Nedbank quite differently, but that just being a springboard in terms of helping them see their own money very differently.
Well, Nalede with an E, digital spokesperson from Nedbank. Thank you very much. It looks like a lot of banks are playing catch up, but truly, Nedbank's starting to lead in the innovation space. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Michael.